Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode in our series of shorts, 10 Reasons to Invest in Indonesia. In this episode, we'll be going into the 6th reason out of the 10 reasons to invest. If you haven't listened to parts 1 to 5 of this series, we recommend tuning into that before listening to this podcast. Otherwise, let's get into reason number 6, which is that there's more impact per dollar invested. What does that mean?
It leads back to one of the earlier points about impact investment.
I think
So there's more impact investors seeking large social or environmental impacts, which Indonesia can deliver.
in a nutshell, that that's what it is. That the impact you can have to a person's life, and also in eco aspects and protecting nature and so on, is so much larger and so much bigger than Western Europe, US, and so on.
So in this section of one of the reasons, you mentioned that about 35% of the population gets by with less than $4 per day, and about 20% earn below $2 per day, and how this should be the target consumers or employees in one of the segments to seek large social impact.
Yeah, I think the opportunity to have a significant impact on a significant number of people is definitely there.
Especially with Indonesia having such a large population,
Exactly.
but not as much of that population having as much income as they should.
Yeah, and having said that, we were talking earlier on about the rise of the middle class here. That's also something to take into account when you're looking at opportunities.
Yeah, there's a lot you mentioned here at the bottom of the income pyramid, which means that by providing affordable services that you can cater to the basic needs of these people.
Yeah.
And there's a huge potential for that.
Yeah, there is.
I think one of these aspects too that we can look at is some of the demonstrations we've seen recently against the omnibus law, and it's been driven with the changes of the labor law, where some seem to think that they're losing some of their rights, and maybe they are. And this is also focused towards earnings and income, where some of these aspects aren't governing maybe as well, the minimum salaries and so on. And some people think that is setting up for an abuse for foreign investors, while actually the opposite will happen, because a lot of these international factories coming out of the US, Europe, and so on, they will have very set standards on how they deal with their employees in terms of facilities, in terms of salaries, in terms of whatever it is, while some of the old school Indonesian factory owners probably don't want to see that happen, and therefore resist this, because they know they will lose skilled workers and knowledge into these new setups. So it's actually an opposite drive that should actually go the other way. Embrace this and let it happen, because it'll help and make a much bigger impact as of the topic that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, which was reason number 6, which is why investing in Indonesia will give you more impact per dollar invested. Thank you so much for your insight, Terry and Andy, and thank you for all you listeners for joining us in this episode of 7 Stones Shorts as part of our series 10 Reasons to Invest in Indonesia. Stay tuned for the next episode to find out reason number 7 of the 10 reasons to invest in Indonesia.